This episode is brought to you by Athletic Greens. And everybody, I use Athletic Greens every single day. And at the beginning of the year, I decided to prioritize better gut health. I wanted to have more energy, an optimized immune system, and I wanted to take a supplement that actually tastes great. Go figure. So what is this stuff? With one scoop of delicious AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. Tons of people are taking some sort of multivitamin, and it's important to choose one with high-quality ingredients that your body will actually absorb. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with daily, convenient nutrition. It's just one scoop and a cup of water every day. Really, that's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements. And guys, look, I've done the same thing. I've gotten all these pills and trying to take everything all at once. I've ended up taking 75 pills. All you need is AG1. That's it. No need for a million different pills, supplements to look out for your health. It's just AG1. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs, which are clutch, with your first purchase. All you got to do is visit athleticgreens.com/DLB. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/DLB to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
You have heard me over the last couple of days whimper and lament, longing for a more positive time in sports where we can celebrate excellence instead of criticizing. I'm going to try to attempt to do that show beginning right now, and we will see if I get further than 2 stories before we have to call somebody a choker.
All right.
I would say this is a greater test of discipline for Stugotz than it is for you.
I don't think I'm going to make it either. And worst of all, the audience, I think, wants something different. I don't know that they want the syrupy stories, but there are a couple here in sports, and we're going to begin with a guy that quietly, and I use that word purposefully because we have seen the quarterback position. We'll give Baker Mayfield commercials in that league. The guys whose faces are known are the ones who play that position. And with few exceptions, right? Like faces known that just people are going to know who that person is kind of fame, face mask off. You're not as disposable as the rest of them. It's 15 quarterbacks in that sport, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
And then there's some receivers that are social media famous, like Odell Beckham's face is unmistakable. But it takes a certain kind of character to transcend the face mask.
I'm not certain if I'm walking down the street and I see Tyreek Hill, I would know it's Tyreek Hill. I'm not certain. And he's one of the 5 best wide receivers in football.
You know he's an athlete because the material that makes bowling balls is his skin. It's why he's hard to... what is the material that makes bowling balls?
Good question.
I'm on it.
All right.
But the guy that I'm going to put in front of you as somebody who's not that kind of famous, but plays the position, and not just plays the position, but has played it, even though it's 6 yards at a time, 6 safe yards at a time, behaving exactly the way anybody would want a quarterback to behave, is Miramar's own Teddy Bridgewater.
Good dude.
Everyone says so. Teammates, a gentle, kind man who hasn't, in his role, had a bad moment. We've known him since college. He's been famous since college. Underestimated throughout.
How do you know he's gentle? I mean,
just having spoken to him, I don't.
Okay.
I wasn't speaking.
Thought you had some info.
As a lover.
Just clarify. Oh.
I should. That would have been the better answer. I wish I'd
The
paused.
Bridgewaters.
I wish I had paused and said, because he's been a lover. We dated. I blew it.
Some people just... Whoa.
What?
Come again.
Here is the quote from Teddy Bridgewater. What he wrote on social media. Did you just get that, Stugotz? Is that why you're pointing to Roy now?
It's the greatest joke Roy has ever told on the show. I mean, it really is. I'm pointing at him because it came from such an unexpected source. That's why. I mean, thank you.
Thank you.
Deserves it.
Roy is our most careful talker, as most of you know, and it's because the reason is he doesn't want to step on anybody. Nobody cares about the sound around here more than Roy does, how things sound. And he doesn't want to clip somebody else, and that's the only time in about 10 years there's been the room for him. Because we were both.
What are you talking about? There's a lot of room around here.
Here's the quote. Here's the quote from Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay.
And he's somebody who's been a pillar of professionalism. Like, nobody listening to this, I don't think, could say a bad word about Bridgewater. A teammate won't say anything bad about Bridgewater. Quote, tired of seeing football players portray this tough guy image or pretend he's a gangster. You went to school, attended those classes, and some even got their college degree. Now, you might have 1.5% of professional football players that's on, but the remaining 98.5 are only football tough. Kids, don't be fooled. You can play ball, do the right thing, and they still going to accept you. Look at me. I'm far from perfect, but I chose the ball route, but I can still go to the hood and post up, and it's all love. I still keep the same 3 dudes around me. My people, one of them being Dan Le Batard, who I've loved since college. My people accept me for making all the right decisions and not falling victim or being tricked by the false image you see on IG from a lot of ball players. That feels like an after school special.
It does. Very nice.
It feels like I could picture him just leaning on a car or in the hood because he's allowed to go back there and just saying that in his own words to tell kids, don't believe in the Instagram cliche of football player who's a gangster who lives hard. And, it's just nice to see a guy do this. It's a little too sweet, though, and he's not good enough to be a true star. Oh, it's gone. I couldn't do it.
Damn it.
Not enough touchdowns, not dynamic enough throwing the ball down the field. You can never build your franchise around Teddy Bridgewater.
Too nice. You were worried about me? I mean, Whittingham. You were worried about me calling someone a choker, criticizing someone.
I'm kind of surprised that the hot take about Teddy Bridgewater didn't come from you. If anything, fair play for your discipline.
I don't feel like I left him enough room. Usually I have
you
to
left
leave
me one more second, and I was going there.
You were going to get in there, overrated. Teddy Bridgewater has been a verb around here for a while, in that you can Teddy Bridgewater your way down the field. Like, never has there been a greater marriage in sports than Fangs and Bridgewater. They looked at each other across the room, and it was love at first sight.
He should have been a Dolphins quarterback.
17 plays.
You know what I mean? It just fits like the way the Dolphins have had an offense. It just feels like that should have been our quarterback.
Every Dolphin quarterback has been Teddy Bridgewater.
Should have been the quarterback under Joe Philbin. Would have been a perfect marriage.
I don't even know, though, if the Dolphins have had a quarterback quite like that, in that it will not only be an 18-play, 64-yard drive for a field goal that takes up 10 minutes in the first quarter.
That was Pennington.
They've had
Except
a few
they
of
won
them.
those games.
I'm not going to dispute that they had. He got to second in the MVP playing like Bridgewater. That's the best of what they've had.
Look up that Pennington year.
The very best of what they've had was they had Bridgewater for a year. And people were so surprised the Dolphins had it that they're like, here, you could come very close to the MVP trophy. We can't believe you were actually able to do it. Get to 11-5, won 18-play, 64-yard, 3-point drive at a time.
That team was magical. Pennington used to close games out with that exact drive. Like, he would hold the ball the entire fourth quarter. They'd kick a field goal. I think it was Olindo Mare at the time.
No,
that
you're
was a
missing
Dan Carpenter
generation.
team. Get it right. Come on.
Olindo Mare. Good God, that's 10 years before.
Oh, sorry.
You guys want to do Dolphin kickers?
Oh, I love Dolphin
Pete
kickers.
Stoyanovich, let's go.
Stoyo.
Roy's been waiting for this game. I feel like
Von Shaman.
I feel like Uwe von Schaman, one of the great
Early 80s.
comedic names in Dolphins history. And also, before we got used to all the foreigners,
Great shout.
Uwe von Schaman came in and we're
Soccer-style
like,
kickers.
what foreign land is he from? I'm going to go to school where I still have to look at an actual physical small globe instead of the internet to find out where in the world that is.
Garrett, Upremian. Upremian.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
He was before Uwe. He was Uwe before Uwe.
He was.
But I believe Reggie Roby is the Dolphin.
Punter, though.
I know, but of all people who have used their feet in the history of the Dolphins, I think the first name that will come to mind for me is always Reggie Roby. Am I alone on that one locally? Because he wore a watch while punting.
The watch.
I looked up the numbers yesterday. I forget what kickers we were doing. Jason Sanders is the greatest kicker in Dolphins history, if you look by the numbers. Also, every kicker that is presently on your NFL team is the best kicker in that franchise's history?
You know, I tried that rhetorical trick one time when I announced in a different July many years ago. You know who's going to be the best Dolphin kicker in the history of the franchise? Caleb Sturgis. Just because he came in hot, and I'm like, well, the next kicker will be the best kicker because they keep getting better. Nothing in sports, I've told you this before, since Upremian, nothing in sports has been more perfected than the ability to make a field goal. Since 1970 to now, the percentages on how good these people are at doing it. I was doing a rhetorical trick, and it failed me.
Now, is Teddy Bridgewater similar to how earlier we had, remember when Dominique Foxworth said if Lamar Jackson played in the 70s, the MVP award would be called the Jackson?
Oh, my God.
Like, how far down can we go with modern NFL?
Mark Mosley. Sturgis would have been the MVP of the league.
Yes.
Mosley won it, just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if, like, Teddy Bridgewater were dropped into 1971, would he be the greatest quarterback in the NFL?
Yes.
Well, he would be in a black league or very close to it. They would never. I mean, how many black quarterbacks were?
But like
71? We send tape of Teddy Bridgewater playing quarterback in the modern era.
Oh no, I understand. I just ruined it with Rays.
Yeah.
I understand now why you think Bridgewater's gentle. It's because he wears the gloves. It gives off delicate.
And Teddy.
Yeah.
Teddy helps.
Yes. If it was Ted Bridgewater.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those would be on the Family Feud board. Those would get like 17 points and 23 points. They'd be on the board. But no, it's the
number one because he had sex with you.
Yes. Number one, his hands.
If it were on the Steve Harvey Family Feud, they would all be sex jokes. Do you guys watch the modern day Family Feud?
Yeah.
It's entirely a vehicle for sex jokes. It's trying to get a woman from the United States' Midwest to say penis on live television or and they put all kinds of euphemisms up on the board. It's all really the whole concept of the game now is to get Steve Harvey to look at the camera and go, "Yep."
He's great at it too. He's great at that hosting that.
And he knows it when he has it.
Wow,
Harvey does.
Whittingham's limited fake Steve Harvey.
Do it again.
Harvey does let it sit. Harvey does let it sit.
What you have to do
he looks at you first.
Is what he's doing. I'm going to explain this to the audio only audience, but what Whittingham is doing is he is making his jaw a little bit heavier, and it is weighing it is weighing down his eyebrows, and he is sort of perplexed in the silence, waiting for people to laugh. And he could, at this point, the way that his jaw hangs, like in another incarnation, he could be drooling or something because he's just dumbfounded by what it is. Drool off his chin. What has just been said that is inappropriate. He's looking at America and he can't believe what he just heard either. and he lets that silence sit there for 6 seconds because it's what they exist for. It's not that he can't believe what they've heard. It's he's been waiting for this moment, preparing through the Kings of Comedy for 60 years to get here.
Right. It's name something that is a deal breaker in a relationship. And finally, after all of he's too tight with money and he doesn't treat me right, there's one brave woman who looks into the camera and goes, his dick is too small. And Steve Harvey stares at the camera and goes,
the eyebrows raise and the jaws drop.
His dick is too small.
Yes. Steve Harvey, I will say this, and it's shocking. This is the best version of Family Feud there's ever been.
What?
Take it back.
I agree.
Richard Dawson, take it back right now.
Now,
wasn't he the guy that would kiss every woman on the lips?
Yes. Let Steve Harvey do that. See how that goes.
Richard Dawson would not have survived cancel culture. I can tell you that.
I don't care what year that was.
COVID.
That looks awkward. Like, I know it's like, it's with the times.
No,
it's not weird. It was always weird.
He had a phallic microphone. He was lecherous, leathery, and he would plant one on whomever right in front of everybody. Husbands, huge disrespect, and was just one of the most confident men of the time because he ran a game show.
I was so jealous of his confidence. I really was.
Just all swagger, and then he later, starred in Running Man. He was bossing
the Running Man
around.
What?
He was playing the game show of the future. Yes, Richard Dawson, monster star. I still say this version of Family Feud is the only version of Family Feud that there has been that could cut across the streaming age, and I'm telling you, I will stop every time to watch what's happening at the end of Family Feud. Those last, and they've made it so that it allows for how America's gotten dumber. Because in my day, it was 15 seconds and 20 seconds. It wasn't 20 and 25. But
that's because Steve can get a little, wordy with
that's right.
He slows down.
Dawson was making out with them in the middle of things.
Yep.
There's nothing that Steve Harvey loves more than reading the first question of Fast Money. He recognizes the need to speed it up once we get into questions 2, 3, 4, and 5. But the first question, he takes an impossibly long amount of time.
And the second one, he's like,
to the contestant. Right, yeah. Then at the end, he sounds like me doing the plugs on Mystery Crate.
Right, he speeds it up, but the clock doesn't start until the contestant starts speaking, right? So he takes his time with that first one.
Yeah, I love taking his sweet time over that one.
He loves Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey
loves himself from Steve Harvey.
Getting back to Richard Dawson. Richard Dawson is the only person that I've ever seen have a comeback for one of those Arnold Schwarzenegger's "I'll be back" speeches. He said, "Only in a rerun."
That's right. There was never anybody who was allowed to speak after Schwarzenegger.
You were saying that America has gotten dumber because of the Fast Money rule changes. I actually think America's gotten smarter because back in the day in the old Family Feud, they used to give enormous point values in Fast Money. Like they would say, like, name a 3-letter word that starts with H, and someone would say ham, and it would be like 77 points on the board. You're not seeing no 70s. It's much tougher. I actually have probably watched 10 Family Feud episodes in the last few months, and I think I've seen a single person
made up stat.
win Fast Money. I don't think I've seen it. It's really hard because like
you have to do it 25 points at a time.
A number one answer will get you like 23 points.
Yeah.
It's not good enough. You got to get 2 of them.
Totally
First
fair.
person that goes got to get a bunch of number 2 answers. That's the perfect
you have
scenario.
to leave the number
Excellent.
ones for
What
the
a
second contestant. You're right, but they don't think about that. I mean, it's tough when you're
They
up
don't have
there.
time.
You're up against the clock. I mean,
Well, but wait. I don't think you guys are doing the math on this. Maybe I have it wrong because while
I think Whittingham's done the math. I mean,
you would think so. He is a math doer, of course, and I don't know why we felt the need to question his stat of he has seen Family Feud 10 times.
He said exactly 10.
right.
But
He doesn't know exacts on this. I mean, come on.
I would say that it's the game that has gotten smarter or better, that the game is harder to win, but there at the end, they give you the chance by giving you 5 extra seconds that Richard Dawson's people did not have at a different time in America. When Teddy Bridgewater wouldn't have been allowed to play in the NFL.
Well, he would be allowed to play, just not at quarterback.
Barely allowed to play. I don't know if this happened to you guys last night, but I have a reflex. Like everybody, baseball does these moments great. And it was so cool during the All-Star game. Denzel Washington comes out in Los Angeles and, Rachel Robinson is there, the widow, 100-year-old widow, baseball genuflex before her. All of it is really beautiful. And I can't help but ruin it somewhere near my soul because I'm like, yeah, remember how racist we used to be? Like, this guy wasn't here. Look what he had to endure to play. We're not a lot better now. Like in the middle of that, I can't help but feel like it's a giant celebration of holy shit, we were racist. This guy had to endure God knows what. And Denzel Washington goes out there, and every time I experience it like that, even though it should be the sentiment, like it should, I do think it's nice that this brave man is worshipped as a hero because of what America made in that sport, and everybody made him endure to make him an icon because he had it harder than everybody else. He had baseball, which is hard enough, and he had that shit. And yeah, it's just a glorious stain of heroism that really should only be a celebration of him, an indictment of the place that it's being celebrated.
You can't enjoy a moment, can you? I mean, I feel bad for you. Try to enjoy something. I mean, cynicism, what's the matter with you? Enjoy life, man. We only got a little time left on this planet, you and I.
Less than ever as waves crash over 2-story condos in Hawaii, as the heat index in Britain in 28 cities is a record high. As I'm watching videos of a dude running out of a fire yesterday because he's digging trenches. But Bridgewater.
What a nice man.
Gentle. Like that time when he me.
Stugotz here for my friends over at Simply Safe. Around here, we talk a lot about the importance of good defense on the field or court. But what about defending your own home turf? Pretty important, huh? We believe home should be the safest place on earth for every family, which is why I use and recommend Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe is advanced whole home security that puts you, your home, and your family's safety first. Here's why I love it. Easy to install. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And I love to be able to keep an eye on my driveway to see what packages are coming up, keep an eye, see when the kids get home, when I'm away. I love Simply Safe. It is amazing. Simply Safe offers comprehensive protection, not only against intruders and burglary, but against expensive home hazards from flooding to fires with 24/7 professional monitoring. Simply Safe's agents take action the moment a threat is detected. You can customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafe.com/DLB. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring. Again, that's simplysafe.com/DLB.
Dan Le Batard.
Oh, I think Larry Fitzgerald's on the green right there.
Stugotz.
That's Alfonso Ribeiro.
How do you think that Larry Fitzgerald
And the son.
Oh, the son.
To be
Okay,
fair,
yeah.
to be fair,
All right, whatever.
Alfonso Ribeiro has a great ass.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Bill Lawrence and the Scrubs Rewatch podcast crew was actually on Family Feud.
Really?
So that brings.
Oh no, that's one of the. That's one
That's
of my.
a celebrity Family
That's
Feud.
one of my favorite all-time Scrub scenes.
Yeah.
is
Richard
when,
Dawson was great.
No,
He
no,
was-
they were actually on Family Feud.
No, they were actually.
No, but what I'm saying is,
But
like,
yeah,
that,
but on
that
the show.
scene,
Scrubs,
that scene,
right.
that scene in Scrubs where there's a kid who goes, isn't. We have The Rock coming. Isn't that what you want more than anything in the world? And Zach Braff kind of does it. He looks up to the sky, and they go to Family Feud, and it's it's Louis Anderson hosting the Family Feud, and he goes, JD, name something more that you'd want to see than anything in the world, and he leans to the mic and he goes, boobs. And you go, all right, yeah, good answer. My favorite is Louis Anderson goes, show me boobs. There they are.
Yeah, and all men. What do you want to see?
Yeah, no, it was great.
Yeah.
Richard Dawson would hit on your wife right in front of your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that brings me back to what we were saying like
Ooh,
a few months ago, back during Freedom, I guess.
Yeah.
We need to be on Family Feud the entire show.
Ooh. They have to divide us into two teams.
So there's 5 of us on the feud, and there's way more than 5 in here.
Yeah.
We'd have to, if we ever
Who
got a
gets
chance.
eliminated?
No. If we ever had a chance to actually go on the show, we'd have to have our own competition on our show beforehand
Right.
to see which of us.
But let's say we didn't do it that way, and we just, we left it to Dan, right?
It would have to be by like length, right? It'd be you, Mike, Roy.
I don't
It would
know.
be-
I mean,
I think it
you're
would be
trying
Mike,
to win the
Dan,
game.
Stu, Roy, and Billy.
I think Dan would have to include Smetty.
I mean, have to. I think should want to include.
You mean because
Smitty.
she's beginning
Right.
the game?
No, because she's smart.
Oh, I think
yes.
the way you said that,
the way
meant
you
it's
said
because
that,
she's a woman.
Yeah.
No, smart
Right,
is what
okay.
I meant.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you a
Very
question.
smart.
2 teams.
And sees
But,
things from a
hey,
different angle.
First of all,
you know?
as me and you, people that don't get we don't get the smart word thrown
But
at us
you
a
need
lot,
us there.
This is a different smart. This
Yeah,
week.
different kind
Yeah,
of
that's
smart.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to
Street
ask.
smarts.
This is
Yes. I
Say
actually.
so.
I think
Me
I'm
and
good.
Stugotz are like.
I think I'm good at the feud,
Defending ourselves. Right.
but I wouldn't put myself forward to go.
Yes, you would.
No, I would. I mean, I would like to. I would like to be involved. If we played a game, I'd absolutely play the game. But I don't think necessarily that academic intelligence or book, like you say, book smarts is
Right.
any kind of.
You got to be
useful
able to
here.
think on your feet.
Exactly.
You do. You're right.
You got to be like.
Why are we thinking on our
You have
feet?
to have.
I don't know.
Your
'Cause we're on the
your
move.
Finger on
You're
the
on the
pulse of
move.
people.
You're on the run. You got to be able,
I
to
think just as well
change
sitting down.
direction.
I like to think on my ass.
But let's say
On the toilet.
Let's say that Dan, let's say someone was selecting our team for us, 5 people. Dan would be in the number 1 spot, right?
No question.
So he's the first one up for the.
I think he'd put you there, though. I think Dan would be like,
Because he
no,
doesn't
Stu-
want to deal with it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because then you get the most interviews.
Content above
You're the
everything.
person that gets talked to first. Like I think he would have
that
you
first
go
person
first.
has a very important role because when you go to steal, then you're the one who's got to give the answer. You're ultimately the one who makes that final decision. Now you hope that in your group you can make a
Yeah,
consensus.
but you always look over the team's like gathering. Like,
I know they're gathering, but
Yeah, but some
like,
teams-
but
you're a
But that-
spokesperson.
Right.
Exactly. No, but the spokesperson also has a role in sort of breaking ties, I would imagine. Because
Sure.
ultimately the word is passing through their lips. Also, the Family Feud has taken to everyone in the steel when there's 2 strikes on the other team. They like put their arms together and they do X to the other team. That's just stupid. When did that start? I hate that.
Wait,
I
do
mean,
you
come on.
believe that the head of the Family Feud table, you believe when they're gathering and there's a steal opportunity, that the person who makes that decision is the head person, the person in the one chair?
Absolutely.
Really?
I think they have a really important job on to
They have to decide.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, they're the one who's saying the thing. I can't imagine there's been a scenario where that person is in the minority and then gets overruled. And they go, well, begrudgingly, Steve, here's my answer on things you put in your grocery cart.
Right.
I actually have some fast money questions here. Dan walked out of the room. We could do it with you right now, Stugotz, and then when Dan comes back, we could do it with him.
All right, let's do it
All right,
quickly.
you got 30
hold on.
seconds.
We got-
So essentially, that one chair is wearing the C on their
I don't know-
jersey,
I don't know
right?
if the Family Feud music is allowed.
Yeah.
Just do
Louis,
it's
would
fine.
we get ping? Yeah, we'd get
Yeah, don't
ping.
worry about it. Just you
All
sing
right,
it.
I'll
Hum the
fi-
music.
Dun, dun, dun,
All right,
dun,
give me 30 seconds on the clock. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes.
All right, this is gonna get distracting. If
Yeah,
too
no,
many
I'm
people are singing.
gonna find some 20s music and we'll go.
All right, is someone's got a timer ready? All right, ready?
Hold on, one second.
no.
Let me just get some music here.
Oh, yeah, that works.
I don't have a timer, though.
That'll be what you do if Dan says an answer you had said.
Okay, yeah, I'll
the
buzz
ding,
him.
like, that's a
right,
buzzer.
okay.
Charleston? Really?
Hey, we're thinking on our feet. Love it. All right, here we go. All right, 30 seconds on the clock.
Delightful song.
Top answers on the board.
Yep.
Name something that breaks down.
Car.
Name a famous wizard.
Bradley Beal.
If you were dating a woman, how much weight could she gain between dates without you noticing? Oh, wow. This is...
10.
Sorry about this. How many pairs of socks does a fast food worker wear in 1 week?
5.
Name another word for book.
Oh my God, dude! Really?
Now we have to play back the answers. No, Dan doesn't get to see the answers.
Well, we
right?
can see. We can review first to see how many points you got.
Okay.
All right. Name something that breaks down. You said car. That's 44 points.
Wow.
Name a famous wizard. Who'd you say, Bradley?
Bradley Beal, yeah.
That's actually great.
That's great.
None. 0
I
points.
was gonna say Ron Frazier.
Oh, wow.
If you were dating a woman, how much weight could she gain between dates without you noticing? You said 10. That
Yes.
is 24 points for Stu.
Look at
Ah,
me.
good job.
Second answer on the board.
Wow.
How many pairs of socks does a fast food worker wear in 1 week? You
Bad
said
answer.
5. I mean,
Yes.
That has to be 0
that's
points.
3 points for
3
Stu, guys.
points.
The
I'll
bottom
take it.
answer. That's the
Yeah.
bottom answer.
Right.
I really don't know what I would have guessed there.
Another-
Fair to you.
If you work 7 days a
let's
week?
not spoil it for Dan, but that's the top answer.
Really?
7 days
makes
a week,
sense.
not
One-
a day
one
off.
pair a
every
day.
week.
But what separates them from other people? Don't other people wear 7?
I don't know
pairs of
why
socks
they
a week?
thou fast. I'm with you. Them throwing fast food worker in there. Is
I was
just
like,
a curveball.
do they like work harder? So you got to like put on 2 pairs of socks a day.
I'm not
sweat through
certain.
your socks.
I didn't know how to answer. I figured
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
days a week.
Yeah,
You know.
well, there's 7 days in a week, but
No, but
No,
they're
there's gotta
working
be days
5
off
days
there.
fast food worker,
off.
that's the thing.
Right.
I'm with you. It was a weird question.
Do
and
they
then,
double sock? Like, what's going on?
And then he got nothing for name another word for book. So how many
All right.
points is that total?
I think
71 points.
71. All right, a lot of work.
Oh,
for Dan.
man. A lot of work
You
for
left-
Dan. A
you
lot of
left-
work for
you
Dan.
left some number 1 answers out there, like you said, Chris. You want to get some number 2s?
Yeah.
But I think you left enough there for Dan to go and get.
Yeah,
I love this game.
I mean, we got to need Dan to come back.
Well,
now.
I left him 2 answers. Period.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yes.
you probably should have come up with another word for book.
Yeah, that would have helped.
Who are famous wizards?
Mr. Wizard, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah, Harry Potter.
The top
Harry
3 have just
Potter.
been said.
Whoa.
Top 3 are Harry Potter, Merlin,
Oh, really?
and Gandalf.
Okay. I don't want Dan to hear.
Nice. I mean,
What do you say?
John Wooden.
Wizard of Westwood.
Oz.
That just turned Stugotz on so much, Tony.
the Wizard of Oz.
It did. Like tenfold from where he normally is.
Dan Le Batard.
Listen, it could be Julius Randle's building.
How about that?
The Mecca.
Or it's Julius. The Mecca.
Stugotz.
Steve Martin was a prop comic.
You said that?
I said it 2 seconds earlier than you.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
We're presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Dan for a special offer when you sign up. That's code Dan, only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
All right, Dan has arrived now. We are ready. How many points did Stugotz get?
Stugotz finished with 71 points.
All right.
In the
Little
first
work to do, Danny.
money round.
Okay, so wait, I just need to know some things. May I ask some questions here
Please do.
before we go forward? Because this is a lot of pressure you have placed on me. How was I selected to go as the last person on behalf of the family? Was it respect or was it duty? Did you guys feel the need to put me there, or did you think I'd be the winning player?
I think it was you weren't in the room when we started this,
Right.
so we were like, hey, Dan's not here,
Exactly.
so we can do
So
it
you
down.
gave me the greatest responsibility when I was not in the room to decide for myself. Isn't
That's
that
right.
the symbol for what this show has become?
I will say this though: we discussed what our team would be. They had me at the number 1 spot, which is essentially the captain. You're wearing the C on your jersey because you wouldn't want to deal with it. And so I am the one, as the captain, who gets to select the 2 people who go to fast money, and I of course would select myself, and then I would select you. I mean, that's because you're smart.
I was
you
also
know?
envisioning, because in Family Feud they send the second player of Fast Money off to another room, and they put these giant headphones on, and they're like pretending like they're I was envisioning you in the kitchen with giant headphones on, noise canceling, not being able to hear Stugotz's answers.
Yes.
Jessica has just rushed into the room. I'm happy that she arrived right now because I need her help forming out what would be our family. I feel very bad for Jessica. Welcome back, Jessica. Welcome back. She is literally sprinting in here from
She
2
ran
days
from New York.
of terrible travel. Terrible.
It's faster.
And a lot of people have been asking, where is she? What's going on? So you have been missed around here. And welcome, because we're forming our Family Feud fivesome, and we need some help on what that 5 would look like. We're already in the position where I'm about to play the last round to see if we win. Stugotz has left me 128 points to get.
I left you a bunch of number 1 answers is what
Thank
I did.
you.
I'm a good
Very-
teammate.
very
Yes.
generous.
129, fine.
Make you look good. That's a fine. Yeah.
And so how
Perhaps
should
I should go with someone else.
How
I mean-
would our team have gone if your travel had not been so terrible?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Well, I put you on the team. I mean,
Okay.
we have to have you as one of the
How are your
5.
feud skills?
Right.
I think they're pretty good. I'm usually the one who's like playing along at home, and I'm like penis, and then the guy's like penis.
Yep,
and
you're
then
on the
Steve
team.
Harvey's
You
like,
made it. Yeah.
All right. So yes.
Okay.
Playing the hits.
Roy, where would you be on our team? Would you be somebody who would be confidently bringing, like, would you want the pressure that I presently have right now, which
Yeah.
is Stugotz has left me with the burden of I either win or lose, and I've got to be great in 25 seconds.
Oh, I am absolutely the closer on this team.
They would go to Roy and be like, it is what it is. That's not the question.
Your mama.
I feel like there's got to be somebody in our group who's like, there's usually the wacky fourth one who gives just the most ridiculous answer that you can think of.
Hey.
That would be
It's
Billy.
either you or Billy, isn't
I,
it?
think,
Yes.
I think Lewis
Billy would be
deserves a
good.
shout here as well.
Really?
I think Lewis can give some crazy answers. Thinking about the question in an entirely different perspective.
The fourth spot, what are the spots of the 5 that are memorable? This is a game show that's been 40 years. What are the anchor spot is the memorable 1 and 5 are the memorable spots, but between 2, 3, and 4, does any outrank the other?
Yeah, I think second has a key role to play. I think they're the most important player of the game. I think the third is the sage elder. Most often, there's usually a grandma.
It's usually the 5
Correct,
spot.
yes.
It's usually the 5 spot. You throw Granny.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like the
No,
fifth,
not the 5
No, the
spot.
fifth
Yes,
spot.
the
The fifth
5
spot is
They
the
answer
also
the
ran
lead.
for me.
She's
Yes.
a weak link, but she's adorable. She's there for television. You got to hide her a little bit.
Right, so you put her in the 5
she's
spot.
Garoppolo.
Right.
Like, she's just there for her looks. Grandma, it's
Yeah.
just there to be what you call
Just to
sage
complete
elder.
the picture of a family, right? I think the sage elder gets the third spot, and then the fifth is kind of the also ran. Just like
But the one spot-
the person who the rest of the family doesn't really trust.
The 1 spot is head of household, right? Followed
Massive,
by
yeah.
usually it's either the father or the mother,
Yep.
or the husband or wife, and then the second spot is the other, right?
Yep. Mhm.
The
Yeah, okay.
anchor is almost always the captain, right? Nobody flips that up very often on, we need to go win the game right now. Right now, you're the burden of responsibility at the back end. We win or lose because of you. That's also the person that speaks for the family. Is it not? The head of the family is usually the second, the finisher of the game.
We agreed the anchor has final say on stealing. Like, whatever you're going to try to steal with, the anchor has the final say on that.
I think
it's a big responsibility.
This isn't a batting order. They take turns. Everyone gets to go. I don't understand why we're dissecting.
No, you're wrong.
The reason wrong.
Strategy,
You don't
boy.
you put your best
Strategy.
hitter second in baseball. Like that isn't going on here.
Yeah, and of course it goes on here. You're the
Yes.
one who give the most answers.
If you're in the one spot, you give the most answers.
Right, but after that, it's just all right. File in the rest of the way. Like it doesn't like we're like.
no, I think
the
these are
five
very
spot
important
is
decisions.
the
Chris,
least important.
why aren't you applying it to us? Let's say that tomorrow, for some stupid reason, they do Family Feud for podcasts, and we now have to pick 5 people, and our objective is now to win, Chris. How are you forming your team? Is there any strategy to it? Are you throwing Poppy in there because you need a sage elder?
I think we would have like a competition within ourselves.
Would your dad be the sage elder?
Yes.
No.
Yes,
Oh, no.
excellent. No,
Yes.
that's a great idea.
Perfect.
Which podcast are we going up against? Is it like us versus
Rogan.
McAfee?
It's us and Rogan.
He doesn't have enough people,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Who?
Dan
Pat?
Patrick.
Patrick
Is it-
has enough. He has
No,
the
I'm
Dan
saying
X.
Rogan. Like she's talking about Rogan.
Rogan's a one-man show.
Dan Patrick would be good because you might actually be able to execute this because he's actually someone who has links to the game show world.
Also, I heard you talking
A
about
cup of coffee.
the economy of people talking on mute on TV at the airport. Dan Patrick all day yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, watched hours of that show. Don't know a word that he
DP.
said.
How bad was this? I will get to anchoring this game in a second, but we have, it seems like the last 2 days, we were talking before about how systems all around the world are failing and workers are not going back to work. And the airline industry, it's a really horrible time to fly, at least in part or mostly because it's hard to get workers at the airport. They don't have enough people. People don't want to go back to work. And the unions make it so that you can only work these days. They've got to leave. Employees have to leave.
Mike and I were saying because
First
we've
one
done.
out. I heard you, Stugotz.
First flight out.
It doesn't work.
It's
if you're
worked every
coming
time
back
for
from
me.
A wedding. It
Okay.
doesn't work. I was in upstate New York, 3 hours away from the airport.
Well, you're in upstate New York. That's the problem. I mean, you got to drive back to New York City
Exactly.
and then first flight out.
And-
That's what you have
well,
to do.
I had, like,
you cannot
third
trust a
flight out.
small airport right now. You can't.
LaGuardia is not a small airport.
No, I'm saying you have to. If you're in Albany, you have to drive yourself down to LaGuardia and take the first flight out. You have to.
So
You can't fly out of Albany,
leave
is
the
what I'm
wedding
saying.
At 1 a.m., 1:30.
We'll go the next day.
Drive myself.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Stugotz, you of all people, like honest to God.
I've been doing it, Dan.
You've been doing it, but at every point, the responsibility of the show ends up creaking against it because at the last minute, you're in San Francisco or some other place and you're not where you need to be for work. The thing that you've been doing it
First
for you.
flight out. Yeah.
Okay, and you said go the next day. I had a flight booked for the next day.
Right.
Backup flight canceled. Huge thunderstorm in New York. Never ended up actually hitting, but they canceled it luckily before I went to the airport.
Okay.
Because my biggest fear, well, not my biggest fear, like my 45th biggest fear, paying for the Uber to go to LaGuardia because there's like really no easy way to get there with luggage.
You're right.
And then the flight getting canceled, then have to pay to come back. It's like $150 round trip.
Right.
And then the airline doesn't refund that. You're just $150 short. It
So
sucks.
are
done
you
that before.
constantly checking the flight and the
Yes.
status and all that stuff?
Yes,
Right.
and
It's dreadful. I went through it yesterday. Like I have two flights booked today. In the event that the first one is delayed or
He's
canceled.
leaving in a second. Stugotz has been trying to. Stugotz was not going to be here today. Stugotz was trying to get to a lacrosse mitzvah.
I was.
Grateful
Yeah.
Dead lacrosse
the
mitzvah.
Dead Tour ended.
The Dead
this
Tour's
weekend.
over,
Well,
and it
he's
might
still
be over
going.
forever.
He's still
Yeah.
going to arenas
Still
where
being
they would
used
have
as
gone.
an
to.
Hoping they'll show up. Yeah.
Finale at City Field on Saturday night.
Unbelievable. Oh my God, what a blast. But it seems like Dead and Company is over, and I'm very sad about that.
What a long, strange trip it's been.
Well said.
You say you have a backup flight
Yeah, backup flight.
to Americas.
Roy, I mean,
You get an e-credit. I also assume you have status, so everything's refundable.
Why can't Roy
Yes.
have a backup flight?
I can't afford to have a backup
I get
flight.
trip insurance,
You don't
Roy.
pay for both,
Right.
Roy.
Yeah, you don't. You
Well, I
don't,
don't
end up
travel, so
you
I
don't
don't-
have to take both.
Pay for both.
Sometimes the gate agent will actually book the backup flight
Roy,
for you if
did
they
you-
know that you're like trying to get somewhere.
Roy, did you have Stugotz just booking flights that he wouldn't take and giving away hundreds of dollars?
Yeah,
You know me, Roy?
That's actually how I imagined it as well.
No.
So if you don't show up to a flight, they refund you?
Of course.
Really?
Yes, especially now.
Stugotz is like, sometimes when you do show up, they refund you.
Especially now because
If you can play the
every
game.
flight
I
is-
mean, you have to know how to
every
play the
flight is
game.
delayed.
Right.
Imagine him getting on a phone. He has bilked Delta and United and American Airlines out of so much money. It's the reason that in Minnesota last week they were offering $10,000 for someone to give up a seat on a flight from Minnesota. It's all Stugotz.
I have all the seats.
Working the phone.
He's in the New York airport complaining that he never got on the flight. What are you talking about? I didn't take that flight.
The worst now though is the runway delay because there's so many planes trying to get out at once,
Yes.
and that's the thing you can't complain to them about or like do anything about because you're already on the plane. They have your bags. You're a hostage at that point.
Right.
You like last night, I was on the runway at LaGuardia for like an hour, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm just gonna land at like 1 a.m. Thanks a lot. But I have to say, Dan, I have had a lot of trips the last month because I've had a lot of weddings and family things and. Only one flight I had an issue with. The other 5 flights I took were all on time, and my airport experience was very pleasant. I also have pre-check. Highly recommend. I know we've talked about that already on the show. Makes it so much easier because you don't have to wait all day at the airport. You don't have to get there 2 hours early. You just
You're
kind of
providing a
race through.
public service right now. As you come back from 2 days of travel hell, as a lot of people are coming back from 2 days of travel hell, you are here to tell the audience, just alert them to what a horror flying is right now, and you are doing a public service announcement for them.
Well, honestly, I only had one difficult trip getting home. And part of the problem was that I couldn't fly out Monday morning or Tuesday morning because I had meetings and I had recordings all day. So I had to book this really late flight out of LaGuardia. And the later the flight, the better the chance you're going to get delayed.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why you got to do first one out. But you can't
Yes.
do first one out if you have to work in the morning, Stugotz.
No,
which
I understand.
Sometimes you don't have to do.
Right.
All these pre-checks and clear elitists over here. Hey, people out there listening, the common folk, I'm with you. I wait in line too. You just wait in that security line.
I
you
wait
get
in
there.
line.
Thank you. It's just
There's no way you wait in line.
Dan, it's because you don't want to do the
here.
admin. You don't want to do the
Dan's like,
admin.
I all these
I
people to be in
have
line.
a TSA appointment tomorrow at 3:20 to fix all of this.
Your
After-
wife, your wife got tired of it, huh? Yeah, your wife made that
She's
appointment.
like,
Yes.
why am I bringing airport socks so I don't have to walk on those dirty tiles?
Wait till you get a hold of the clear salespeople when you're standing in line with a TSA number. That's so 19. I'm sorry. That's so 2019. I mean, it really is.
So true.
Everyone's
Stugotz.
going clear now, Dan. No one goes
Although
TSA
Miami
anymore.
Airport. All right, I will make one more travel
2019
complaint.
is what I was trying to say. Yes.
Yeah, I heard you.
Got you.
Thanks.
The Delta terminal at Miami, the clear and the pre-check, they just put you through clear, but then they put you in the regular line. I ended up waiting for like 30 minutes to go through. But all the other
What a
airports,
struggle
you
it
just
must have
walk
been.
right through. I mean, Chris Cody, I had to get in line for my coffee. I had to go to my knockoff
Chris,
Hudson News
It's why
and
you
get a
get
Food
there an hour
Network
and a half
magazine.
early.
No,
It's
an hour
part
and
of
a
the
half.
process.
Chris,
Nah,
it's
man.
part of the
you don't
process.
know.
No,
It's
I
not.
need my
It doesn't
airport
have to be.
beer.
You
Chris,
I gotta get my airport
You hand him
beer.
your ID.
Chris,
you say, I'm
you
going
lost
to
your
Charlotte.
mind.
He didn't ask where I'm going.
Dad.
You're an
Train, you
idiot.
grab the sad
Yes.
grade tape. You take off your shoes and your belt.
Yes.
Chris Cody, look
No.
at me. Look at me.
I'm looking
Give
at
them
you.
your shampoo.
It doesn't have to be this way.
But it's,
It doesn't have to be this way.
you guys are paying
You
like
can
90
just-
bucks a year to save
No,
10
it's
minutes.
90 bucks for
No.
5 years.
No.
10 minutes.
You're 10 minutes, Chris.
You get a 5-year contract. with
Tony and I
TSA
in LA.
PreCheck.
Tony got through like 3 minutes faster than me. He had all the stuff.
But there's always one time where you are going to end up cutting a line that is 45 minutes long. Like one time
Yes.
every 5 flights, you cut a 45-minute long line. I did it last week on Thursday in Savannah. I cut a 45-minute long line that was all 6-year-old kids.
Yes.
Whoa.
And I cut right past
So
them.
proud of you.
Yes.
So proud of you. Chris, you're going to have a moment where, you're traveling with your
I am
wife
traveling with
and
my
the
kid
child.
this Friday.
Your wife's
That
going
might
to
be
make
a
an
game
appointment.
changer.
You'll see. You'll see.
Jessica,
You're
I-
going to have
The
moments.
admin. It's
Yeah.
worth it.
I'm going to
Jessica-
document my entire wait on Friday through security. I'm going to be like, look at me with the peasants. You know
You're not allowed
why?
to do
Because I'm a
that.
normal human.
I
Okay?
get in trouble.
I know.
What a great moment of American heroism. I feel like it should be the new Statue of Liberty. Jessica walking through an airport, cutting a line of 6-year-olds, laughing at their horrified faces because they're making yammering sounds and they're noisy. And Jessica's like,
They're all sunburnt.
I am privileged. I can fly past all these 6-year-olds as an adult who knows how to do these things and bleep these kids.
Feels
What's
great.
it like to be 12 and not be allowed to take an interview with TSA? Huh. That sucks.
I see what's happening
I'm
here.
28.
Do you mock them as you pass them?
Stupid kids.
I see what's
You
happening
can't
here.
even buy cigarettes yet.
Dan's trying to get out of Family Feud. He's not doing it. All right, let's go. You ready, Dan?
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do
wow.
it next, though.
Oh,
Wow, look at you.
tease. Wow.
Tease the second round.